Ninjago in video games. It only makes sense for those plastic ninja to infect the medium of video games as well. They just couldn't quit after the bed sheets, now could they? There have been a hefty few Ninjago video games. Ninjaroids, Battles, The Game That Shall Not Be Named, Shadow of Ronin, and not to mention the dozens of mobile and web games. Along with video games based directly around Ninjago, the Ninjago brand has also infected other LEGO games, appearing in LEGO Dimensions, LEGO Brawls, the LEGO Movie video game, LEGO Legacy, and even had its own little corner in LEGO's old MMO LEGO Universe, the topic of this very video. Before we can take a deep dive into Ninjago as part of LEGO Universe, we probably need to do a little backstory in the LEGO Universe game itself, as I'm betting that a lot of you watching have never played or even heard about this game. LEGO Universe was a MMO, standing for a massively multiplayer online game, a game in which it all takes place online in a massive world with tons of players, or in LEGO Universe's case, 5 players. The game was created by NetDevil Studios, being released on October 26, 2010, and shutting down only 2 years later on January 30th, 2012. LEGO Universe takes place in essentially the LEGO multiverse, with the planet Crux, holy shit, Ninjago reference, being shattered into countless smaller worlds when the Imagination Nexus, the source of pure imagination, was corrupted into the Maelstrom by Baron Typhonus, a dark menace spreading chaos and destruction across the game's worlds. Some of the worlds included Nimbus Station, holy shit, Ninjago reference, Avant Gardens, Nexus Tower, Forbidden Valley, and of course the Ninjago Monastery. Holy shit, Alright, I think that's enough backstory about a failed MMO. Let's get into what everyone here actually cares about, the Ninjago side of LEGO Universe. As the game released in 2010, a whole year before Ninjago itself would infect our very existence as we know it, Ninjago World was not available to players upon launch. But Ninjago wouldn't be completely absent from the game before its existence, as the Ninjago Monastery ruins could be found within the game located at Crux Prime. Upon entering this area, the player would meet Sensei Wu, who explains how he ended up in such a location. Sensei Wu and the ninja fall off the Skulkin as they attack the monastery, but a chunk of the mountain of impossible heights was broken off with Wu flying away with it. Wu was able to guide the chunk of land to a beacon of light, being the Nexus Tower on Crux Prime. He wasn't alone, however, as a group of Skulkin, led by Knuckle, arrived on Crux Prime as well and began mining within the Maelstrom Quarry, looking for a Maelstrom ore which Garmadon wanted as it was resistant to Spinjitzu. Unfortunately, after landing at Crux Prime, Sensei Wu lost 10 Ninjago scrolls, telling the story of the Ninjago World. He tasks the player with collecting the 10 scrolls that were scattered across Crux Prime. The design for the Spinjitzu scrolls would later go on to be featured in the Ninjago Movie video game, for the unlockable ancient scrolls, which is a pretty nice Easter egg, paying homage to a more forgotten part of Ninjago history, or they're too lazy to make their own design. Sensei Wu will not stay at the ruins, as on September 20th, 2011, the Ninjago Monastery would be added to the game, replacing Wu with Nado, the ninja of imagination. They were just letting anyone be a ninja back then, huh? Maybe the power of imagination could be the next elemental power, giving the wielder the ability to magically conjure up a giant fucking gun to obliterate their enemy. So this now leads us to the proper Ninjago update to LEGO Universe. The Ninjago update was added on September 20th, 2011, only 4 months before the game would be shut down, making this the final content update for the game, and what a way to go out! Upon arriving on the Ninjago Monastery planet, you find out that it is under siege by Lord Garmadon, with the Skulkin mining around the monastery to find Maelstrom ore. Crossing the bridge over the mining grounds would bring you to the monastery itself, being home to many incredible NPC characters, such as Boo Boo Moo Moo, Polo Panda Heart, Kodo Panda Heart, and my personal favourite, Cringelo. Entering the monastery, you can find Sensei Wu, who gives the player the task of learning Spinjitzu. After proving your Spinjitzu skill, Wu will then give you the objective of gathering 5 Maelstrom daggers from the Skulkin. Completing this quest will have Sensei Wu tell the player that they need to learn 4 other forms of Spinjitzu, going to each of the 4 ninja in their little dojos within the monastery, first with Cole, then Jay, followed by Zane, and finally Kai. Finishing each of the 4 ninjas' tasks rewards the player with an outfit identical to each ninja and the 4 golden weapons found inside the caves behind the monastery. For some reason, the Nunchucks of Lightning include 2 sets of nunchucks, and the Sword of Fire includes a random golden dagger, kind of like a spare part in an actual LEGO set. After collecting all 4 of the golden weapons, the story mode on the Ninjago planet is essentially finished, with the game now giving you free roam to complete all the side quests your heart desires. I imagine that if LEGO Universe continued to live on, they would have continuously updated the Ninjago section, adding more locations and missions to complete based off the newer seasons. Looking at this piece of concept art, we can see that they had a much bigger idea for the Ninjago section, but had to cut it down significantly, which is very unfortunate as this landscape looks actually enjoyable to play, whereas the location in the game is pretty boring. But I guess we can't really blame them as the game was on its deathbed, so we were lucky to get anything Ninjago related. Since I just brought up one of my favourite things in the world, concept art, why not take a look at some more? Look at all the things that were cut from the game and stuff that were planned but couldn't be added, as, again, the game was practically on death's doorstep and Ninjago was added. And I believe the most appropriate piece to begin with would have to be this legendary image. I'm sure somebody just had a traumatic flashback. I think we all remember when people were trying to pass these suits around as the next wave of suits for the ninja, being quoted as having an animal theme, which I suppose I can kinda see in Kai and Cole, with Kai's terrible helmet having a bird-like look, and the small details on Cole's helmet looking like eyes, but other than that, these are just really weird. The overall design of the suits are actually pretty good, if you ignore the bulky helmets and armor, having a nice armored but traditional robe detailing, even featuring nice details on the arms. Jay and Cole both seem to have this Iron Man-like chest design, either that or this is a very early concept of a chi harness. Despite these designs not being used within the game or repurposed for the show, that didn't mean nobody used them. Our good old friend the bootleg industry swiped these up and turned them into real figures that you don't want to buy. God, these all look atrocious. We also have this layout of another batch of unused suits, each being more based off the ninja's elements, and they all look pretty good. Cole's would go on to be made within the game, along with the armor from the previous design. Cole seemed to be the production team's favourite ninja, as he got another cool design for an outfit, having a dragon theme to it, with a dragon tail going across the torso and legs, also featuring these really cool new pieces for his helmet, armor, and even a dragon wing shaped shield. The green colour also kinda gives off a serpentine vibe, with the scaly tail and fangs on the helmet. It would tie in well with the disguise function on Cole's tread assault. Along with scrapped outfits for the ninja, there are also several scrap locations for each of the ninja's elements: the Earth Gauntlet, Lightning Dungeon, Ice Dungeon, Cinderheart Canyon, Thunderwing Tower, Mistwinter Peak, Zen Meadow Dale, and the Fire Temple. The most interesting out of these 4 locations is the Fire Temple, which, if added to the game, would have featured a boss battle against Lord Garmadon. Each of these locations also would have featured new enemies for the players to fight, including the Bone Beetle, a Maelstrom-infused Bone Beetle, the Underhand along with a Maelstrom version, the Bone Vulture with a Maelstrom variant, and a Maelstrom Armored Bone Wolf, a powered-up version of the Bone Wolf already in the game. All of these new enemies, and especially their Maelstrom forms, were all super cool. The purple glow from the Maelstrom makes them so intimidating, and would have made them fit right in with Crystallized. Could have been nice to see them dig these old enemies out of the gutter for that season. Within the story mode in Ninjago World, the player learned 5 different forms of Spinjitzu, but the developers planned for 3 more Spinjitzu variants to be added, and they all sound pretty stupid. First, we have the NPC O Don Piano, having a very feline-based appearance. Relating to the form of Spinjitzu, he would have thought being Meow Jitsu, looking like something out of Looney Tunes. Ninjago furries rejoice, as this concept wasn't entirely dumped, as you could say it was reworked into Katjitsu from the Spinjitzu Brothers book series. Another NPC meant to be added into the game is this clown character called Jukes on You. They may not have made much money off the game, but hey, at least they had fun naming the characters. If Jukes on You saw the light of day, he would have taught the player the overpowered art of Fun Jitsu, because people sure weren't having fun playing the game. The final cut NPC would have been Kiki Kawaii, really trying to chase after the anime fans of that name. She would have taught the art of cute jitsu, turning everything ugly into something cute, I suppose. Is it too late for me to learn cute jitsu? She also would have served as a pet master for these 4 unused dragon pets, helping the player tame them and maybe help them grow into full-grown dragons that you could have ridden. And so, that's it. That's basically everything about Ninjago in the short-lived Lego MMO Lego universe. Looking back at this forgotten Ninjago video game makes me kind of want a proper Ninjago MMO. But I don't think the MMO demographic of sweaty nerds living in their mom's basement that complain about everything lines up with the Ninjago fanbase. Actually, maybe it does.